Welcome back to our YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be showing you how to pour concrete even in the midst of rain, like you see right here. Please stay tuned and continue watching until the end, because we're going to be explaining the entire detailed process on how we poured the concrete, worked everything, and applied a nice surface. We were able to work even when it started to rain, and so that way, if this ever happens to you, you'll know how to handle this situation as well and be able to work around everything. If you want to learn how to set forms and pour all kinds of concrete work like this footing that we're doing today, then you're in the best place here on YouTube, since that's all we do here at Eternal Rock Construction. Consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and activate the notification bell, so that way you don't miss out on any future videos that we'll be uploading every week. Here we have approximately 95 lineal feet of 4-foot tall concrete retaining wall that we're going to be pouring. This new wall is going to be L-shaped, meaning it will have an approximate 3-foot wide by 12 inches thick footing at the bottom, which is what we're going to be pouring today. We're going to be putting draining holes through the wall at the bottom that will help drain the water from the back towards the front of the wall. And right here we have the rebar at every 48 inches on center. You're going to see that we have rebar pins into the ground every 8 feet apart, and then we have J-bars at each one of the pins, and we also have one J-bar in between the pins. All this is done so that we have vertical rebar number 4 at every 48 inches on center. There are some walls that need it every 2 feet apart, but in this case it's a standard 4 feet away, 4-foot tall wall, so it only needs the rebar every 48 inches on center. It's also going to have horizontal rebar, and you're going to see like a temporary one at the top. That's only there temporarily to help sustain everything in place. When we start framing the wall, we're going to add rebar number 4 at horizontally every 12 inches on center. And you see those marks on the dirt right there on the wall? That's where we have those nails. We have them like every couple feet apart all through the wall, the dirt. That's a reference point, so that way when we start pumping and we're pouring all the concrete, they can, once they get close to that nail that's painted there on the wall, they know that they got to keep moving along, because we only need to pour up to that level for the footing. And this process, it's pretty straightforward. Anybody can do this, you know, as far as pouring a footing. You just need to make sure that you have the proper depth and the proper width, that you have in the rebar in the proper locations and everywhere that it's needed, so that way you have a nice reinforced concrete wall. And that tool you see right there that he's putting into the surface, we actually had that custom made ourselves, and it's pretty much a tamper. It's called a concrete tamper, and that's used to just press down the rocks, because obviously whenever you're pouring concrete, you're gonna have, you know, gravel, you're gonna have a different material inside of the concrete, and a lot of that is rocks. So we use that tamper to press down all the rocks a little bit further down from the surface, and then at the very end, if it's needed, we're just gonna float the surface with a hand float. That's where you're gonna see us do here in a little bit, because it started to rain on us, and it just was a little bit rough with everything, so we decided to just float everything. It doesn't have to be perfect, but like you see right there, we're just kind of evening everything out, making it nice and smooth. Especially right here, if you see that run of the rebar, you see how it's nice and straight right there? That's where we're gonna frame the wall. The wall is going to be 6 inches thick, so we only need like the area right there where the frame, the form boards are going to go. So we just need to focus like right along the rebar area, make sure that it's nice and kind of evened out and leveled as best as possible. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but as long as you get it really close, that's all you need right there. And that's going to make the framer's job a lot easier. He's going to be able to come in tomorrow and bring all the form boards and everything, set them up, and it's just going to be a lot easier for them to do that. Right here in this area, we have a step down. We actually have a couple of step downs because the natural slope of the yard, it kind of slopes down as it goes through. So in order to handle that, we have a couple of step downs with the footing, so that way we don't have the footing so high up, and it's like floating in the air. I mean, this is the way how you handle this situation. So we have a couple of step downs right there, and then we're going to get down here to this corner area where we're going to finish it off. And basically, once you pour the concrete, you just move it around with the shovel, just making sure that you get it as close as possible to the level that we have established previously. And then once you get it pretty close, then you run that tamper through everything. And then after that, you can go ahead and just give it a light go around with the float, so that way it's floated. Now, it did start to rain on us, like you see right here. And it was like on halfway through the pour, it started to come down quite a bit. So the good thing is that with a footing like this, even if it rains on top of the surface like it is right here, it will not affect the integrity of the concrete or mess up anything. It's gonna be totally fine. All of this concrete footing has a little bit of a slope to one side and also down on the sloping of the hill, so any excess water that gets onto the concrete surface, it's just gonna drain out to the sides and everything will be good. And if anything, you can also cover, since this is a small area, if you wanted to, you can also cover it with plastic, or even the wall. If you pour the wall, you can easily cover with plastic, so that's also an option. We hope you like this video. Please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and activate the notification bell, so that way you don't miss out on any future videos that we're going to be uploading every week. May God bless you, and we'll see you on the next video.